Basic laws of creation. Here is a brief summary of the basic laws or fundamental principles by which the universe exists. They emanate directly from God, whose consciousness contains the image of the whole universe, and are the main organizing and unifying mechanisms in the universe. The law of attraction, radiation. Everything that exists emits energy. Radiation, in turn, has the property of attraction to its source. Everything that exists has emerged from the radiation of God and is attracted to Him. Therein lies the mechanism of the inextricable connection between God and being, the main law that unites everything. The source of both radiation and attraction is the Absolute's crystal, level 144. It is the source and the highest point of concentration of all being. But we can also consider these sources separately. The source of radiation is the worlds of God on the 144th level, as well as all levels below, multiple of 12. It has the black-on-white spectrum, which one can imagine as an empty space in which the energy from above flows. The source of attraction is the primordial queen, the highest female principle, which took form on the 143rd level. She sets the formation mechanism of all that is outside God. At the same time, she has an attribute to attract everything that has a form, linking the world of forms, level 143 and below, and the world of God, the world outside the forms, level 144. Her spectrum is white on black, which one can imagine as the aspiration upwards to the origin. The levels of the attraction mechanism are multiple of 11. The law of the circulation of divine emanations, all energy coming from the source must be returned to it. This mechanism preserves creation, protecting it from disintegration and entropy. This law is autonomous from the law of attraction and radiation. It takes effect in creation, on level 132 and below, because, unlike the beings of the divine sphere, those of creation do not vibrate in the will of God, but have an independent will. Furthermore, creation is not the area of a direct influence of God, which is level 144. Therefore, there is a need for a mechanism maintaining the unity of the divine sphere and creation, coordinating spirits acting on a free will and beings of the divine sphere. It is located on the 132nd level and comes from Parsifal. The name is taken from Abdrushins in the Light of Truth, who is at the source of spiritual creation. 132 equals 11 multiply 12. It signifies the unity of the divine sphere and creation, the ascending and descending stream, and the will of God and the free will. The ongoing changes and vibration rise occurring now are aimed at the destruction of parasitic systems that violate this law. The law of concentration and separation is the principle of the genesis of forms in relation to the frequency of vibration or space dimension. According to it, one form of a higher level is divided into several forms at lower levels. The lower the dimension, the greater the diversity of forms, and vice versa. The higher the level, the greater the unity. The law of development relates to matter, which is from level 108 and below. In matter there are spiritual impulses, which, in order to be able to gain self-awareness, human beings, spiritual impulses that have been embodied onto the horizontal levels, one of which is the earth. The current changes are also related to the elimination of systems that prevent people from acting in the law of development. The law of similarity implies that things that are alike are attracted to each other. This law is also the main unifying principle of creation. The law of interaction forms a causal relationship between the source of activity and its object, as well as the result of this activity. It is connected with the mechanism of having responsibility for decisions made, and with what is called karma. The law of form constitutes that everything radiated by God has the aptitude for self-awareness outside God. The power of this radiation determines the level at which the awareness is possible. Parts of awareness are attracted by a similar kind of activity and acquire consciousness on a particular level, depending on the degree of its concentration, as well as its form. Each independent consciousness exists as a result of its own activities. Where there is no activity, there is no consciousness. The sphere of activity of each consciousness depends on its position in the universe. This includes all levels from 1 to 144. Each consciousness takes a form peculiar to its level and acts in it. For example, the human form of matter is tailored for the consciousnesses of evolving spirits, as it has certain structures that connect a human being to the spiritual origin, monad, Shelt, etc. The forms of mature spirits located above level 108 do not have such structures, since they are not needed for the activity of their consciousness. Translated by Valerya Markova.